Well, hey everybody, I'm John Rethlin, and this is my review of AEW Dark from Garland, Texas. And outside of like maybe one match and a couple moments, it wasn't very good. In fact, it was pretty shitty. And there was a good reason for it. Mainly the commentary. Well, two members of the commentary team, but I'll get into that here in just a little bit. I want to make it clear that I want AEW to succeed, but if I'm going to criticize WWE for the stupid shit they do, I have to be fair and do the same with AEW. So, we start off with the Young Bucks video package. We haven't been the best tag team in the world or even in AEW. Well, that's because the Young Bucks aren't the best tag team in the world. Oh no, I opened up the floodgates because I stated my opinion even though other people can think otherwise. How dare I? So we have Tony Schiavone and Dasha Gonzalez running down the card and talking about various stuff throughout the show. We have Excalibur and Vicky Guerrero on commentary, and Vicky Guerrero wants a wall built around Garland, Texas. Vicky Guerrero earned a lot of acclaim for basically making a career out of being an annoying little bitch. And credit to her for that. She managed to turn a one-note character into something that people really wanted to keep booing over and over and over and over. The problem is she knew her shelf life was about to expire, and she decided, nah, fuck it, I'm just going to leave. And credit to her for that. She's made some pretty questionable comments, in recent years, and especially in the last, couple years, that have turned me off from really ever respecting the person. The character, that's a different story. So, and you know what I'm talking about. So I do want to say this much though. Vicky Guerrero, who actually was a pretty good talker and great for getting heat, was so fucking annoying and fucking terrible on commentary. Like, holy fucking shit, she was hitting on everybody, or like, basically saying, ooh, I like this guy, ooh, I like this guy, ooh, I like this guy. Fucking hell, Vicky. I mean, you're playing up the cougar thing a little bit too much. I mean, that's something she did in WWE. But it was SCU, Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky versus Private Party, Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy. And I don't know why Vicky Guerrero was trying to be sexy. I don't know why. I don't know. If you're into Vicky Guerrero, fine. I don't care. I don't get it. And it took away from the match. It really did. Her commentary was terrible. Unfortunately, she wasn't the worst commentator that would be on this show. Well, actually, she was tied with the other person. And I'm Excalibur. I like Excalibur. I maybe don't get the whole thing of wearing a mask while doing commentary, but if it works for him, it works for him. It doesn't take away from me enjoying his commentary. It's a little unusual, but he did that in New Japan for a little bit and actually did pretty well, and also PWG. But there was some good tag team action and everything, a lot of flippy shit. I don't know why Isaiah Cassidy screams like that, but it was what it was. And SCU later for 3. The match was fine. Since SCU are the tag team champions, at least, as we recorded this video, who the fuck knows what's going to happen on Dynamite, they might lose to the Young Bucks. I have no idea. It was fine. Again, I don't know why Vicky Guerrero kept just hitting on every guy, or, ooh, he's cute, or, all this. I'm not here to kink shame. I just don't see what that had to do with wrestling. Say enough of this stuff, but actually call somebody and don't try to be somebody that's just getting yourself over. It just didn't seem like she was doing anything except taking away from commentary. Excalibur could have called this thing by himself. We then get Lexi Nair, or I almost call her Lexi Noir, writing down the events for, the women's division. Okay, cool, whatever. We get recaps of the Nightmare Collective. It's objectively shit. And it's not the only time we see it on this program. I'm sorry, but if Brandy's involved, it's just going to be shit, and it's going to be a vanity project. And if this was I'm just going to say, if this was in WWE, it would get killed. Because it would be seen as nepotism. And that's what it is. Am I saying that Brandy's terrible? No, but it's a terrible gimmick. Like, there's nothing. You could go, you could cover either side. You could cover either, AEW detractors or defenders. Nobody likes this, or at least vast majority of people don't. If you do, let me know in the comments and let me know why you like it. Then we get Janela with horrendous hair. And I mean, not that I know anything about hair, but guess what? I don't do anything with my hair here. That's why I cut it short. He's on commentary, and fucking Christ, it was like Janela and Vicky Guerrero were making a strong run to be, the worst commentary team of the year outside of WWE. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. It was Machiko, and I'm not that familiar with her, but I mean, she had a unique look, and at least, she got featured on here. That was cool. Versus Britt Baker. Did you know Britt was a dentist? They're kind of making it a running joke, but guess what? The jokes are only good when they're funny. And I know something about bad jokes, believe me. It was okay. Machiko got in a few moves, and a lockjaw for the win. At least Brett won. It just, unlike like when Big Swole had a match last week, on the AEW Dark, or at least had a video package and everything, and then they had a match on Dynamite. They seem to be starting with their women. Now, nothing wrong with like having get over matches on Dark. That's cool. But also commentary was just absolutely taking the piss out of all this. Even if they thought they were trying to get this match over, or say, oh, Britt's a dentist. Yeah, we get it. Okay, we get it. We fucking get it. You guys are, a one trick pony and one note jokes. And then we get B. Priestley versus Chris Statlander, referee Aubrey. Cool. Love seeing Aubrey there. Chris Statlander is the galaxy's greatest alien, which apparently is a gimmick she did on the Indies. So I'm not going to take the piss out of Chris Statlander. I don't know if this gimmick's going to translate to a big audience. I don't know. But I know that Chris Statlander is very good in the ring, what little bit I've seen of her. You have B. Priestley, who can be good in the ring when she wants to actually do business and sell shit. Statlander is impressive physically and has a good presence about her, and will grow into that. I don't know about the gimmick. It's not necessarily for me, but I'm not going to let that take away from my enjoyment of her wrestling. There were some moments that weren't that good. There were some moments that were good. This was better than the other match, but then again, the other women's match was just to get Britt Baker over. The Nightmare Collective shows up at ringside. Brandy Rhodes holding a sign in front of her face at first, which was the best use of Brandy. In fact, just cover her behind the whole goddamn sign so we don't have to see her at all. Awesome Kong, and then Melissa Cruz, I believe, the one that got her head shaved. Oh, yeah, I'll do it. Straight Edge Society bullshit and all this thing and everything, and it's fucking terrible, and I hate it already. It's a fucking terrible stable. And this is in WWE, guess what? It would get killed. And if it was in any other company, I would kill it, because it's objectively stupid. There were a few near falls that probably should have had the match before, but Big Bang Theory, easy for me to say. Well, of course, my pronunciation was a lot funnier than anything that ever happened on the Big Bang Theory. I don't know how that show ran for so long. Anyway, 1, 2, 3. And Chris Statlander does a promo where she's talking about being an alien and beating Britt Baker tomorrow on Dynamite and being the champion. Becoming the champion. They're turning into a running joke where Riho's not on the show, and I don't fucking get it. So then we get to, okay, I'm sorry, I try to be objective here, and there are certain things I just can't be objective about. It's Jack Evans and Angelico, the Hybrid 2, and Pac versus the Best Friends, which includes Orange Cassidy, and I'm sorry, that's it. You might as well just switch my brain off right there, because I like 4 of the 6 guys here, but at least Trent and Chuck Taylor aren't a bad team. I don't get it with Orange Cassidy. There are people that like him. If there are people that like him in the comments, that is fine. People watching them, fine. You let me know in the comments. Cool. That's fine. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't find it interesting. I don't find it funny. I think it's stupid. I think it takes the piss out of any goddamn match. I watch way too much British television because I keep saying, are you taking the piss? So anyway, I'm not going to try to do a British accent. So we get Joey mentioning, this is an Outlaw Mud Show wrestling, which Joey Janela would know about. I've seen him live, and he's objectively shit in the ring. And we get it was messy unless Pac was in there with Trent. Evans and Angelico are fine for what they are, but they're a mid-level tag team at best. At least Pac and especially Pac, but even Trent look like stars. Then Orange Cassidy gets in there and does this stupid bullshit thing, and he does hit a tornado DDT. He does it a couple things. He hits the dive with his hands in his pockets. Why? Oh, it pops the crowd. Great. You know what also could? Popping a balloon. That could pop something. I don't get. I'm sorry. I don't get it. I don't get it with Orange Cassidy. I don't. I think it's stupid. We had a brutalizer that tapped out Chuck Taylor. I don't care if Orange Cassidy is good in the ring. They shit the bed on this already, and I'm done with it. And anytime he's on camera, I gotta knock part of a grade off. And yeah, I may be being, too harsh on this, but you know what? I've done it with WWE programming. I did it with WCW. I've done it with a whole bunch of stuff, and we all have our favorites, our least favorites. I'm entitled to my own opinion. C-. And that's being, you know what? No, D+. D+. Really outside the opening tag match. There were a couple, like the Chris Statlander promo was fine. The women's matches were what they were, but commentary especially took the piss out of everything. Excalibur lost control of the goddamn thing, and I mean, I feel bad because he's actually a good commentator, but it was bad. D plus. I want to go lower, but I'm gonna go D plus. And there's a poll up there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritland, and for the love of God, don't bring back Vicky Guerrero to have her on commentary, and don't have Joey Janela on commentary because he can't commentate and he sure as fuck can't wrestle. See you soon.